Hi, this is Krista at The Secret Yarnery. Welcome to Crochet Podcast, episode 135. Thank you so much for inviting me over. If you are new, this channel is all about crochet and crochet goodness. There's podcasts, tutorials, live chats, and all sorts of crochet goodness throughout the week. So if any of that is of interest to you, consider hitting this subscribe button. That fell on the ground. This subscribe button under this video so you don't miss out on any more fun stuff just like this. And if you've already subscribed, thank you so much. Now, before we get started with finished objects, I want to give a big congratulations to the winner from last week's podcast. Congratulations to Laura Breyer. Congratulations, Laura. Laura said, I think your channel is a perfect example of loving, supportive community. I am just a subscriber, and the amount of content you produce for free for us is more than most. Being a member and supporting your channel financially absolutely should have perks and appreciation. Times are tough, and if people are generous enough to give to others, then rightly so, you mention them with thanks. I think the free pattern you give away is a lovely way to appreciate those who aren't members, taking into consideration all the time and effort you put into making these lovely crafts. I love your channel, and you really give so much more than you realize. Oh, thank you so much, Laura. Well, I'm glad you want a free pattern, so go ahead and send me an email, krista@secretyarnery.com, and I will send you my latest pattern. And if you want to win a free pattern, just keep watching and I'll tell you how to do it. And now it's time for finished objects. Yes, there is an S on it if you count them as objects. So there is one tutorial out. It came out on Sunday, and that is for this gorgeous daffodil granny square. It's so cute, right? So what is great about this one, it's a real granny square. It is not a fake, like it's not a flower you stitch on to anything. It is really a flower granny square. So circle to square, flowers to leaves, and this is how it turns out. So cute. So this is also part of the Bloomscape Cal. Now I still have to sew in my ends on this one. But you get the idea. This is part of Bloomscape Cal. I love it. So it is like a 3D flower granny square. A new center every month, and each flower turns into the same block. So the same leaves and the same block, but a different flower center. But I'll be showing you that next week. But just know that that's what you can do with this gorgeous pattern right here. It's so cute. And if you notice that your petals are all like bunched up and you want them to be a bit flat, you can just go ahead and like pop them that way, and they lay down nice and flat. Pop, pop, pop. And then, see how they lay down? They just start behaving. It's so cute. So this is, you could also stitch them down if you felt like it. You could take like a little piece of thread and just pin down that petal onto your granny square. For me, I'm not gonna do that because crochet stretches over time, and I don't mind a realistic flower. That's kind of what I'm going for. So it is not a flat flower. It is definitely 3D, three-dimensional, and I love that about it. So this is a written pattern and tutorial already on the channel, but I will be showing you more of the Bloomscape Cal next week. I'll give you a whole update. This is the 9th flower center. So enough said about that. I can't wait to show it to you next week. I will put the links for the Bloomscape Cal and the Daffodil Granny Square up in the cards and in the description box down below. But if I forget, just go ahead to Google and search Secret Yarnery plus what you're looking for, and it will all pop up right there. So you can go ahead and do that in case I forget. And this week's podcast is going to be a little bit different, a little bit shorter. So if you are new to this channel, please go back a couple podcasts ago, sometime in spring this year, and then check out one of my other podcasts to get an idea of how they normally flow. But today we're going to jump straight in to News of the Week. News of the week. not the greatest. So general gist of it, I am an animal lover. We have a lot of dogs. We have a lot of birds, a lot of tortoises, a lot of bunnies. We have a lot of stuff. And one of our OG dogs, well, I had to put him down yesterday. So that's really sad. It was Machine's last day. We did a little short video over on my son's channel, Trip Trek Life. It was very sad. And he's old. He was almost 12, and he already had a knee replacement surgery, and then he had arthritis in his other knee, and then he was on medication for arthritis and pain and all the rest of it. And he got to the point where with no matter what medicine there was, he couldn't walk. So that was yesterday, a bit of a bummer, complete bummer. So this podcast is going to be shorter because what I really want to do, I want to crochet as therapy. So that's what we're going to talk about next. Crochet as therapy. Crochet is a great way to relieve stress and deal with difficult situations, grieving, things like that. Anything that's like a stressful or a drag, crochet can really help. So just some points that I got off the internet about that. Number 1, reduces stress and anxiety. The repetitive motion of crochet can be soothing and meditative, helping to calm the mind and reduce stress and anxiety. That is true. It can improve focus and concentration, which can improve mental clarity and help with memory retention. It boosts creativity. So crochet is a creative outlet, allows you to express yourself. It can boost creativity, that's for sure. Provides a sense of accomplishment. I like that one. Promotes relaxation. Provides a way to connect with others. I like that one too. And thank you for being here. That's the whole point, so thank you. If you're enjoying this video, hit that thumbs up, and can be used as a form of mindfulness practice. That's great, helping to promote a sense of calm and presence in the moment. So that is what I got off the internet for crochet as therapy. For me, how I was raised was when you're feeling down or you're feeling angry, any negative emotion, angry, upset, sad, depressed, anything that's a bit like a downer, a bummer, get busy. Get busy, get off your butt, do something, stay active, use your hands, and have something to show for your time. So that's what my mother always said. She was like, no matter what happens, you break up with a boy, or, there's something awful at school or anything like that, she's like, you get busy. And it's a perfect time to do like any chore that you dread doing. If you have like, oh, I have to like organize that drawer, or oh, I have too much of this in that area. I really feel like I should tackle it, but you don't want to because it's kind of like a messy. Like once you start that project, it's just gonna like blow up into like the hugest project, and you're not gonna want the big project, right? So what you can do, you just wait for times like this, and then you just attack that project because you're already upset. Your brain is already dealing with the emotions and all the yuckiness that you're going through in real life, like what's really bothering you. So you don't have time. Well, you do have time, but I guess you're busy kind of thinking about that and processing that and not worrying about the big mess that you're making by organizing a certain area or cleaning something or scrubbing your shower or doing something productive. You're not going to really notice doing that. You're going to just kind of feel like you're not sitting around feeling sorry for yourself. Do you know what I mean? You're going to be like, you're going to feel productive, and you're going to feel like you're getting somewhere, and you get a really nasty chore off of your list of things to do. So that is where I am. That's what I want to do this week. I want to hop into bed and crochet. I'm going to show you what I'm working on. And also I want to attack my patterns up there, my pattern binders. I have 2 that are just about finished. So I've done my drunken granny blankets, and now I think I have done, can you believe I have this many patterns? All of these blanket patterns. I think they're all in here except for the ones that I didn't write from like a long time ago, like Scrap Gan and the Daisy Granny Square. I haven't made a double daisy. I don't know if I did a tutorial for that, but this is all of my patterns. Can you see how many there is? so many. So that is what I want to go through. Be like, there's my granny squares. Here is my blankets. Here are my borders. Here are my flowers and plants. I just want to get it like sorted out so that I am at, I guess, ground zero for organizing all of my patterns and knowing where everything is. Then I'll have binders for binder in the back. Not today. Really, I think this one is done and we could have done binder in the back. But I can't process that. I don't want to take out all the blankets from my finished object wall. I don't want to take out my blankets from my finished object wall just because I really don't want to put them all back. I want to be crocheting or sitting on my computer and organizing my binders into categories and uploading them to the website. So if you want to grab any of those patterns, they're available over at secretyarnery.com, but they are getting revamped. So I will tell you when they are all totally done, and that'll also be when I'm done my binders. And if you are interested in seeing how I do my binders or how I'm organizing all of my crochet patterns, let me know in the comments under this video, and I could put together a little capsule video of how I did it for me once I have done it. I want to get all of the categories done before I do any of that filming, if you're interested in it, because I just want to make sure all the categories work. Sometimes when you're organizing, you're like, oh, these are all great categories, but then when you're actually putting your patterns or you're organizing into those categories, you're like, I don't even need this category. Like this category I don't need, or it's like very similar to this other category, we could put them together. Do you know what I mean? So I want to just go through all of my patterns, get it all sorted out, and then if you're interested, I could share that with you. If you are wondering what I'm wearing, this is my go-to. It's like my second week of wearing it around. This is my Speedy Granny Ruth Team Spirit wrap. I love it. It is a Speedy Granny Ruth wrap. Let me show it to you. So super easy, one row repeat, no ends to sew in, and you can do it with all of your team colors to support your team at all these outdoor events. Plus, it is just the right size. So it's like a blanket to take to a stadium, but you can wear it yourself. So you don't have to like carry a blanket on your arm. You can wear your blanket. And then when you are out at the event, it is big enough to go across the lap of like your neighbor and your neighbor. So both neighbors can share this blanket. If, you know, you go with your kids or your hubby or somebody who else is chilly, it's a perfect blanket to go on your lap that you can wear in and out. So I love it. That's the whole point to it. But it's also just really good for wearing when you're chilly. And there's no holes in it. If you don't know about the Speedy Granny Ruth was my grandma, and this was her favorite pattern. Not into wrap, she would make full-size blankets, and every family member had at least one or two blankets, complete with tassels on all four sides. She was like a tassel person, which is why I'm a bit selective with my tassels now, but these tassels are great. Plus, if you're actually at a sporting event, hold on, look, I don't know any team names, but you can be like, yay, built-in pom-poms. Right? Just saying. Plus, well, I don't know, I think it's just fabulous. So I've used 3 colors for mine. It's the best thing ever. So this is already a tutorial. So again, Google Secret Yarnery Speedy Granny Ruth wrap. It'll pop up. And now I guess it's time to show you what I am working on, my whip. Are you ready? Boom. Oops. Look at that. So I am making a little flower box with the cutest little flowers. Are those not adorable? I am not sewing in my tails. I'm knotting. I'm knotting my tails and just cutting them off. And they're gonna go into a cute little flower box on cute little skewers or a window box even. So cute. So this pattern is what I'm working on. This is my crochet as therapy right here. A little bit of spring in all of those cute colors. So this tutorial will be coming out on Sunday. And if you want to get prepared in advance, look for a cute little flower box or a plant pot. Even a planter box. This would be so cute. Also the Oasis, that foam, the floral foam to go inside. So Chickpeas walked all over this. Those are cat prints. Thanks, Chickpea. So this is all full, and I like it pretty full so they don't fall out. And then if you can find some, if you're brave, some eyelash dazzle or some eyelash yarn for your grass. You'll also need some barbecue skewers to hold up your flowers. And then we will be ready to make a cute little window flower box or a little plant pot for Mother's Day or for yourself, just for your windows or any gift. It's a great gift for anyone who loves flowers but doesn't like having to throw them out. So my grandmother was like that. She loved flowers, but if you brought her flowers, she was like, oh. Like, it wasn't like, oh, it was like, oh. So my problem with flowers, you have to find a vase. Do you know what I mean? So someone brings you a gift and you're like, oh, hold on, let me go look after it. Like, it's one more thing you have to look after. And I'm like, I really think I'm maxed out on that. You know what I mean? So I don't like finding a vase. So when I gift flowers, I try to bring them already in a vase because that just helps with the gift of it, not the work of it. So this already would have a container to go in, little flower pot to put your flowers in. And these crochet ones, fabulous because they don't die. No work, and you do not have to throw them out. You don't have to look after them, and you don't have to throw them out. It's not one more thing that dies. Is it too soon for death jokes? Ouch. Probably. You might want... Anyway, this is super cute and I'm loving the pattern. I've done a whole bunch of variations, but I'll show you that when I do the real podcast for it. I do not think they even need anything underneath. They don't need that another row of leaves or anything like that because we have the grass or the granny square underneath. So super excited about that. This is what I want to do. I'm gonna hop into bed. I'm gonna finish crocheting up a bunch of grass. And then I'm going to film putting it all together for the weekend. So if you want to get your supplies ready, Oasis, plant pot, flower pot, window box, any container for flowers, barbecue skewers with a button glued to the top or a bead glued to the top, scraps of yarn, literally the tiniest amounts to make these cute flowers, and some green yarn, preferably eyelash, but even you can just use regular acrylic to make the grass to go along the top of your planter. And we're good to go for Sunday. Oh, I almost forgot. Do you want to win a free pattern? All you have to do is, have you subscribed to this channel? Go ahead and hit this button under this video right now so you don't miss out on any more fun stuff just like this. Yes, you have to be a subscriber of the channel, and you also have to answer question of the week. Question of the week is, does crochet help you deal with stress? I know there's a ton of different ways of dealing with stress or feelings. We can eat them. As my sister had a funniest t-shirt. It was like, my feelings are delicious. With like a picture of French fries or something. It was so funny. I'm like, oh, my feelings are delicious. Anyway, do you get busy? Do you relax? Do you watch TV? Do you read books? Do you go outside? Do you enjoy nature? Do you just stay inside? How do you deal with stress or with negative vibes? And does crochet help you do that? So let me know in the comments under this video. There's no right or wrong answer, by the way. It's not a pop quiz of like, where nobody's grading you on it. Just curious to see how you deal with stress. And then if you're also wondering how you can deal with stress, just read all those comments under the video and maybe you'll get some good ideas that can help you. So to win the free pattern, all you have to do is answer that question in the comments under this video, and I'll be picking a subscriber who answers the question in an upcoming podcast to win my latest pattern. So I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. I'm waiting for you in that bed right there, in that video right there, with these flowers right here. Stay hooked.